At first glance, it might seem small, something that makes you go, an adult leading a small child by the hand, or guiding a teenager with an arm around the shoulder. Maybe you notice a hint of unfamiliarity, or a trace of resistance. They go into a building, and the door closes. You wonder what was going on, but the moment passes, and your mind returns to other thoughts. But it's not over for the child. He or she ends up someplace out of sight, away from prying eyes, a remote office, a locker room, a basement. If only someone had said something before it was too late.
When I think about locations where abuse could occur, I think about locations where there isn't high traffic and where there are locked doors. So two places might be stairwells. Stairwells often have, and many of the cases that I did as a child abuse prosecutor in the school district in Philadelphia involved assaults that occurred within stairwells. Locked doors are also another place to consider. So a lab, a small place, a room without a window. There really shouldn't be any reason that an adult educator, for any reason, ever has to be behind locked doors with a student.
Sexual misconduct by adults against children and teens is a very real problem. While there are no comprehensive statistics on the number of cases at colleges and universities, here's what we do know. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 6 men say they were sexually abused before they turned 18. The average age of first abuse for both is 9. By the time they graduate from high school, an estimated 1 in 10 students are victims of unwanted sexual misconduct by educators. Most chilling of all, more than 90% of cases are never reported. The ones we do know about are just the tip of the iceberg. Your institution works hard to ensure the safety of everyone on your campus. This includes children. If you don't work directly with them, you may wonder what they're doing on a college campus in the first place. There are many reasons: on-campus schools, athletic camps, summer programs, daycare facilities, and as visitors attending events. They are also college students under the age of 18. Sexual misconduct by adults can range from sexual talk or messages on social media to unwanted touching and sexual intercourse. While most cases involve teachers, other common abusers include coaches, adult students, bus drivers, substitute teachers, teachers' aides, volunteers, and campus security.
These are people with a high degree of respect on the part of kids. These are people that children look to for guidance, learning. So when that particular person abuses a child, it not only has the effect of the sexual abuse itself, it's the broken trust, it's really the shattered worldview of a child when this happens by an educator.
Some abusers are attracted specifically to children, while others suffer from serious boundary and judgment problems. You can't tell if someone is an abuser simply by looking at them. Many are popular, likable, socially skilled people. Unfortunately, popularity and likability are often confused with trustworthiness. It's not uncommon for coworkers, students, and even the parents of victims to rally around perpetrators. To make matters worse, children or teens that report abuse are often harassed by supporters of the accused. This despite the fact that false accusations are rare, only about 8% of cases.
And one of the things that we know about child abuse and about those who are particularly skilled at it is that there's a grooming process that's involved where they groom not just the child, but they also groom their coworkers and they groom the parents and they groom the community. So that when a child does come forward to speak about abuse, we're not likely to believe it because the person is otherwise a stalwart of the community.
What are the warning signs that may indicate a child or teen is being abused? Simple. You're looking for 2 things: strange behaviors and specific locations.
So for example, if we see somebody that is spending an excessive time with a particular child, and there's really no good reason based upon their job for them to do that. If we hear folks going outside the rules and policies in order to do things with kids, or in order to be with children in situations that really aren't part of the educational or the program of the particular institution. If we hear people making comments, if we hear folks making sexual comments about children or adolescents, as the case may be, or students in universities, those would all be things that they would raise red flags.
You're looking for situations that seem odd or out of the ordinary. Is an adult excessively touching or hugging a child? Do you notice flirtatious behavior, sexy jokes, or secrets between them? Likewise, you may notice extreme or unusual behaviors from children or teens. Does a child show unusual knowledge of sexual behaviors or a noticeable fear of certain people or places? Other symptoms can include sleep problems, excessive distraction, or changes in eating habits. As you learned earlier, there are many danger areas for abuse on your campus, such as stairwells and basements. Misconduct also takes place off campus, in residences, and in cars and buses. Abusers are looking for privacy. In all situations, look for things that may be out of the ordinary: blocked windows, locked rooms, or unusual noises. Common sense rules should apply. Adults should never meet with children or teens in private rooms, especially if doors do not have windows. Locked classrooms, storerooms, and offices need to be checked and secured each day. Any before or after school tutoring should occur in public, supervised locations. There's another place that abuse happens, and it's not even a physical location. Many predators use social media, texting, and email to begin or continue relationships. In 2014, almost 300 U.S. school employees were accused or convicted of using these tools with children or teens. Signs to watch out for include using personal email or phone numbers to communicate with minors, friending children or teens on social networks, sharing personal photos or inappropriate links. If you suspect an adult of inappropriate behavior with a child or teen, then come forward. But who should you go to?
If we look from state to state, every state is unique in how they define child abuse, how they define who must report, and what the specific reporting mechanism is. Regardless, the best alternative is always, in the moment, if there's something that raises an imminent safety risk, to call 911. Call the report, do the report immediately to law enforcement.
After you've made a report to law enforcement, you can also call Child Protective Services or your state's hotline. And of course, notify the appropriate staff member on your campus. If you're not sure abuse is taking place, you should go ahead and report suspicions to someone at your institution. Unfortunately, many people don't step in when there's a problem. Reasons vary: fear of being wrong or not being believed, concern about losing one's job, or simply not wanting to get involved. Too many people do nothing. It's time to change that.
Everybody in your organization has to understand the risks, has to understand their particular responsibility, and they have to have the skills to know how to respond in particular situations.
By knowing what to look for and when to report, you can help shine a light in dark places and make it impossible for abuse to occur. You can help keep the children on your campus safe. Thank you.